Let us help you reach your peak in retirement. It's time for Retirement Elevated with Sean Lee.
Welcome to Retirement Elevated podcast with Sean Lee. Today it's just me by myself, everybody. I'm Sean Lee. I am managing partner at Elevated Retirement Group with our offices in Sandy, St. George. And quite honestly, in the world of COVID, we've all been forced to go virtually. And we can service families anywhere at this point because we are set up to do virtual appointments. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking out my office today when I'm recording this, whether you're listening to this in the evening, the morning, the afternoon. Right now, we are getting dumped on snow. Probably my least favorite time of year. As if you've gotten to know anything about me, you know that I'm a summer sports kind of guy. I'm a summer kind of guy. I'm starting to get really excited because MLB just announced that they are going to start spring training on time. The MLB season is going to start on time, and we're going to get back to some baseball. So this is, even though I don't like the winter, we've got about 10 or 15 days before catchers and pitchers report, and we get underway with the baseball season. But what I'm going to talk about today, I'm not going to spend a ton of time just because I've got just some narrow topics that I want to talk about. And I want to really talk about going virtual in our practice and what we've been able to do and how we've been able to help families who can't come to our office and meet with us. You know, when COVID first hit, it was a really difficult period of time. You know, we had to figure out what we were going to do, how we were going to continue to service the families that have put their trust in us with their hard-earned dollars, and new families who want to come to our firm and want to start to build that relationship with us. So we had to make a decision really quickly. You know, back in March of 2020 when COVID hit and we had to shut down and we had to go out of our offices, you know, that was a really trying time. So we went virtual. We went virtual really quick, and we went remote. And all of our staff was at their houses, and they were working with dogs in the background and kids screaming because they were home from school. And that's been the norm for the last 10 months. I mean, I really don't see that changing anytime soon. Yes, there are some really exciting things coming out with the vaccines that have been distributed. You know, every week it sounds like we're getting better and more efficient in distributing the vaccine. However, 10 months is a long time. You know, creating new habits only takes about 30 days. And the feedback that we're getting from a lot of the families that we're working with are, hey, Sean, we kind of like this virtual thing. You know, it's much more efficient on our time. Can we continue to do this after COVID? And the answer is yes. And so there are some key things that we've done as a practice in order to make sure that the experience is the same. Now, it's never the same when you can't go palm to palm, shake hands, see each other face to face, but we try to make it as similar as possible. We want to have that face-to-face contact, that face-to-face feel, so we can connect. So when we started to come back into the office, we're still, you know, this is the beginning of February when I'm recording this. We're still not in a state or in a situation where we're allowing families to come into the office. We're still doing everything 100% virtually, but there were some key things that we put into place. Our staff is here. There's at least 3 to 5 people here in our office every single day, and I think that that's important because when we went virtual, we had to figure out phone systems and all of that to make sure that we were still able to answer calls, transfer calls, and get, you know, our families to the proper person that they're looking for. So the first thing that we've done is we are here in office every day, 5 days a week at this point in time. Somebody is here, you know, whether it's myself or Holly, Trent's in the office down south, Daniel, Chris. Between our team, we have anywhere from 4 to 6 people in office every day, 5 days a week. And that allows us to stay connected with each other, but also stay connected with the families that we're working with. The second thing that we did was we invested pretty heavily in technology. And we went out and we looked and we decided if we're going to go virtual, if we're going to stay remote, how can we make it so you are seeing us in the settings that you're used to? So, and that may sound like a minor thing, but we have now gotten to the point with the technology that we've added in video cameras and extension mics and things like that, to where when we see you at home, you should see us as clear as you would see us in the office. In high definition, in all of our glory, and whatever it may be, you should be able to see us in extreme high definition. We should also be, when we're talking to you, extremely clear, based on the mics and everything that we've purchased. Now we've had a little fun with it. We have we've got TV carts and mounted TVs with cameras on them, and we push them from conference room to conference room. So when we do reviews, in a lot of cases, they're in that setting, in our conference rooms. And if you're a new family and you're coming to us, you're going to have the same experience where you can see the whiteboards and we can interact and we can educate and we can do everything that we would need to do with you and teach you about your plan and use the same technology that we would use in office virtually. And I think that's important because for those of you that are listening that know that our philosophies, know who we are, you've worked with us for a couple of years, or you just started to come on board and work with us, or you're thinking about partnering and working with us, whether it's myself or one of our advisors that we have here on staff. We want to make sure that first and foremost, we're providing clean, unbiased, and fact-based information and education. We have to be able to follow a process to help you make sound financial decisions. So the technology on our end is extremely important, and hopefully it's added to the experience for you. Now, COVID's gonna, hopefully at some point, get to a point to where we can get back to normal, and the goal is, let's do that as soon as possible. Let's everybody kind of follow the recommendations, and we get back to being a normal society. When that happens, I don't know, but I do know that our job is to service the families that we represent, work hard, and build plans that are unique and customized to each and every individual. And just because we're in a pandemic, it doesn't mean that the concerns about not having a plan or concerns about retirement go away. Most likely they're amplified because now we're by ourselves. We're not around people as much. Our minds have time to think. We have time to worry. And the need of building a sound retirement income plan is still there. So as a firm, we had to make sure that we were there to service the families that we work with and also provide the opportunity for new families who want a guide, need somebody to work with, can do so and have the same experience. So that's where we're at. We're still virtual right now. We're still moving forward. We're still meeting. We have anywhere from 5 to 7 Zoom meetings a day, but we're here for you guys. We're here for everybody that's put their faith in us, and we appreciate the confidence that you've placed in our firm. That's all I've got for today. Next week, next podcast, I don't even know when the recording is. Hopefully it's sunny. Hopefully baseball's back in action, and hopefully we have Mark Killian here with us to kind of guide me in the right directions and keep me on track rather than having me ramble on and on. Until then, all the best. Have a great week, whatever it may be when you're listening to this, and we look forward to talking to you soon. All the best.
Investment advisory services offered through Elevated Capital Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.